Brazil, year 2025. Police spotted a man riding a motorcycle without a helmet, speeding through crowded city streets. Despite the danger, he kept overtaking recklessly and swerving into the opposite lane, forcing several vehicles to brake sharply to avoid a collision. When officers signaled for him to stop, he changed direction and turned into a narrow alley, weaving wildly through tight corners. At times, he slowed down, glancing back to taunt the police, then twisted the throttle and accelerated again. At one sharp bend, he leaned the bike dangerously close to the ground, nearly hitting a black car, yet continued speeding away.
O apoio vai chegando em peso. Agora é o fim da linha, rua fechada. Não consegue passar.
When he finally stopped, he suddenly lunged forward to attack the pursuing officers. But they quickly subdued him, ending the dangerous chase with calmness, bravery, and outstanding professionalism. Brazil, 2025. The Bodycam patrol unit spotted a suspicious motorcycle swerving through a residential area. When signaled to stop, the rider ignored the command and accelerated away, triggering a tense pursuit. Every turn, every slope tight as a drawn wire.
Vamos focar nesse aí.
dele, Vini, sem parar. Traga a traseira.
He tore through narrow alleys, weaving recklessly between vehicles, nearly colliding several times. Police closed in from behind, but he kept darting through gaps to escape. His sandals flew off, which he threw aside before speeding up again. Squeezing between cars and motorbikes, the bike's wheel got caught, making him wobble. Yet he somehow regained balance and kept riding like a man with nothing left to lose.
Tá só com a primeira.
For a moment, he looked back to taunt the officers, thinking he was in the clear. But as he turned sharply into a narrow alley and jumped off the bike to flee, he was taken down instantly. The officers reacted with precision, moved in fast, and secured him safely. A clean, controlled takedown that showcased the skill and composure of Brazil's police. Brazil. A young man carrying a woman on his motorcycle sped through a residential area, neither of them wearing helmets. When the motorcycle patrol spotted them and signaled for them to stop, he turned his head, then twisted the throttle and fled, the bike screeching as it shot forward through the crowd. He weaved recklessly, overtaking moving vehicles and speeding into the opposite lane to evade the police. On a narrow street, the motorcycle nearly hit a child standing by the roadside, causing panic among nearby residents. The woman on the back clung tightly to him, her face tense as the bike tilted dangerously close to the ground through each sharp turn. He raced into a narrow alley. The motorcycle swerved violently, throwing the woman off and sending her rolling onto the pavement. He glanced back briefly but did not stop, continuing to speed away alone. Just seconds later, as officers closed in from both sides, he lost control and crashed directly into a patrol bike ahead. The motorcycle toppled onto the road, and he tried to run on foot, but was immediately restrained. Thanks to the officers' quick reaction and tight coordination, the police successfully ended the dangerous pursuit, ensuring the safety of the residents in the area. Brazil, 2025. On a steep street in the middle of the night, a motorcycle tore downhill at extreme speed, leaning so low in each corner it nearly scraped the pavement. The passenger spread his arms wide in the wind, taunting the pursuing officers, while the rider swerved recklessly through tight turns. A scene straight out of an action movie. bike descended the slope, the rider suddenly turned into a narrow alley with steps leading up to nearby houses. He braked hard, attempting to abandon the motorcycle, but officers were already closing in and quickly took him down. The chase ended in seconds. Swift, clean, and precise. A flawless display of the Brazilian police's speed and professionalism.
All through field, all through field. Go 90. Address.
Haralson County, Georgia, July 22, 2021. Police spotted a motorcycle without a license plate driven by Robert Christopher Harrison speeding on Corinth-Poseyville Road. When officers ordered him to stop, he accelerated and fled, forcing police to pursue through several roads including Morgan Road, Hoke Golden Road, and Agan Road.
Still rolling, Paul. Passing 1842.
4, clear on passing 1842, Corinth, Poseyville.
Coming up on Morgan Road. Turning left on Morgan Road. It'll be 1080.
This left, clear on 1080, making miles. All units, 1033, Corinth, Poseyville, turning on to Morgan. Which direction is travel to Paycor?
Turn left on Morgan Road. It's got night 4 hire tag, white male, white helmet, older model bike.
Clear on, not for hire.
Turning right on to Hope Golden Road.
And then there's also going to be a fork in the middle of the curve shortly.
10-4, I'm clear. We're coming up to a stop sign.
Clear on approaching the stop sign.
Doing a U-turn.
Clear.
Back on Agan Road. Heading back the opposite direction of Agan where we just came from.
4, I'm clear on headed back towards Dashcam on Agan, towards 7th Court Ground, towards 7th Court Ground on Agan.
Harrison rode recklessly, drove into oncoming traffic, and crossed a large field to escape.
Turning on a dirt road, turning right onto a dirt road. All through a field. Going off through a field.
Clear, turn on the dirt road, now all through a field before the Nick and A-gun split.
Just one other right below the show. I'm right down the road.
Going off through a field, trying to get back to the dirt road, Paul.
377.
Paul, he just went on down the dirt road, down the ditch. I can't get down there.
It's clear on the subject went down a dirt road and towards the ditch.
With help from local residents, officers found him hiding inside a house on Nix Road. When surrounded, Harrison surrendered and admitted he ran because his driver's license had been suspended several times. He was arrested, his motorcycle was seized, and he was taken to the Haralson County Jail. The chase ended safely, showing the determination and effective coordination of Georgia police. Hahira, Georgia, November 6th, 2021. Police spotted Uriah Wade Hall riding a silver Suzuki Hayabusa with a skull decal, speeding more than 20 miles per hour over the limit on Shiloh Road. When signaled to stop, he gestured mockingly and accelerated, merging onto Interstate 75 southbound at speeds reaching 145 miles per hour for more than 20 miles.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Southbound, 9 southbound. Deputy still primary.
10-4 clear. Pass the 9 southbound. Deputy still primary.
432, 406. Get up there and try to box him in.
Got off the 349. There's also a Lake Park unit at mile marker 5. Give over.
Two Georgia State Patrol units joined the chase, using a rolling roadblock tactic to contain him.
Second box is up. About half of the 5.
I'm clear, that's 49. Second box in unsuccess. Pass the 5.
Tires on there, I'm out of it.
Fuck, no! No!
After two tightening maneuvers, Hall lost control and crashed into the far left lane. Officers quickly moved in, detaining him and calling for medical assistance on scene. A search revealed a loaded 9mm handgun, 829 grams of methamphetamine, heroin, a digital scale, and $1,610 in cash. Hall, a convicted felon, was arrested on multiple charges, including felony fleeing, drug trafficking, and unlawful firearm possession. Genesee County, Michigan, July 12, 2025. The chase began when Grand Blanc Township officers spotted a suspicious motorcyclist and signaled him to stop. Instead of complying, he accelerated away, racing through several streets at extreme speed.
16-8 priority. Southbound. 1680 is picking up speeds for about 95. 1680, is there a helicopter available?
1670, what are our speeds?
Speed is 76 right now.
376, approaching 7.
Trying to get next to him at Ford Road, and around coming up to Front Road.
Yep.
through, rambling.
2134, late 23, Brooklyn.
Blowing the red over 23. 2 reds over 23.
Copy over 23.
He's having a hard time shifting right now.
Good, John. I'm trying to box in there.
I copy.
At an intersection, the motorcycle hit a road bump, sending both the suspect's bike and the pursuing patrol car briefly airborne. A tense, cinematic moment. Despite the jolt, officers regained control and continued the pursuit through a stretch of flooded, muddy terrain ahead.
Clear. We're kind of on a 2-track right now. It's getting really narrow. Still southbound.
They crashed through a march.
When the suspect's tires sank deep into the mud, the chase was over. Officers moved in swiftly, restrained him, and placed him under arrest. A clean, controlled end to a dangerous pursuit. Brazil, 2025. The chase began when police spotted a suspicious motorcycle ignoring a stop order and speeding away. The rider raced through several streets, weaving between cars in a desperate attempt to escape. Sirens echoed through the air as officers closed in, determined not to let him get away.
Vai descer pro...
When cornered in a crowded neighborhood, the suspect lost control. The bike slid across the pavement and crashed. Officers quickly moved in, ordering him to the ground. But as onlookers began shouting and approaching, the situation grew tense. A special patrol unit of the Municipal Guard of Brazil rushed in to assist.
Vai, afasta, afasta.
Vai pra lá, vai pra lá, vai pra lá.
Secom, tá na mão, apoio, Secom. Secom. Basta.
Ô, foi com acerta. Ô, vai pra lá. Ô, vai pra lá. Secom, apoio com acerta, QSL. Segura, Chico, segura. Secom, tá acompanhando a rumo can, Secom.
Cala sua boca. É cara no chão, tio. Cara no chão, cara no chão. Ô Secom, a população tá ameaçando a equipe, Secom. Um apoio com brevidade, QSL. Secom, Rua Mirella, Aparecida Pinto Martins, QSL. Rua Mirella, Aparecida Pinto Martins, populares vindo pra cima da equipe.
They formed a perimeter, secured the suspect, and dispersed the crowd. Another man holding a metal object near the motorcycle was also detained. Despite the chaos, the officers stayed calm and maintained full control of the scene, a precise, coordinated, and professional response from Brazil's police. Bibb County, Georgia, March 3, 2022. Police spotted a blue dirt bike driven by Zachary Traven Pryor Hicks speeding along Sherling Drive without a helmet. When officers signaled him to stop, he ignored the command, ran a red light, and sped away, forcing police to begin a pursuit. The dirt bike moved recklessly, weaving into oncoming lanes. Near the Triangle Food and Gas Station, he changed direction but was still closely followed. As he turned onto Donald Avenue, the bike slipped and fell, and he was taken into custody immediately. Pryor Hicks was taken to Piedmont North Hospital for a medical check, then transferred to the Bibb County Law Enforcement Center and turned over to jail staff. The dirt bike, unregistered and uninsured, was impounded. Brazil, 2025. While on patrol, police spotted a young man riding a motorcycle with no license plate, revving the engine and weaving recklessly through traffic. When ordered to stop, he turned his head, ignored the command, and accelerated away, the rear tire spinning smoke across the pavement. The motorcycle shot through tight corners, leaning dangerously low, narrowly avoiding oncoming cars. He squeezed between vehicles, pushing the limits of control as he tried to outrun the patrol. but each sharp turn only brought him closer to losing balance. How far did he think he could go?
De frente! Vamos que eu vou atrás de você! Vamos! Vamos, garotão! Vamos, garoto! Coloca a mão na cabeça! Deita no chão! Deita! Se não... E aí, se chegar, vai se for...
Reaching a crowded intersection, the rear tire slipped, sending him crashing to the ground. He jumped up and tried to flee on foot, but officers closed in within seconds and tackled him to the pavement. The chase ended almost as fast as it began. Swift, precise, and a clear display of the Brazilian police's sharp, disciplined response under pressure. Forsyth County, Georgia, September 21st, 2022. Police spotted 17-year-old Jacob Assendorf riding a black motorcycle without a license plate on Ronald Reagan Boulevard. When officers signaled him to stop, he responded with a provocative gesture before speeding away, riding against traffic, and turning off his headlights to evade pursuit.
795 coming, we're on Union Hill going towards the car. Union Hill towards the car. Driver's wearing all black, no 28 on the motorcycle.
Upon reaching Union Hill Road, Assendorf lost control on the gravel surface and fell. He tried to flee on foot but was quickly restrained.
1050, 1050. Get off the ground! Get on the fucking ground right now! Get on the fucking ground! Get on the ground, man!
A check revealed that Assendorf did not have a driver's license, and the motorcycle had multiple mechanical violations. After being treated for minor injuries, he was taken to the Forsyth County Jail, facing charges including fleeing from police, reckless driving, no license plate, driving without a license, and operating a non-compliant vehicle. Brazil, year 2025. Police spotted a motorcycle speeding at an extremely high rate, weaving recklessly through dense traffic with no regard for safety. The roaring exhaust echoed across the street like a challenge, prompting the patrol units to initiate a pursuit. The rider tore through city roads, leaning dangerously close to the ground at every corner, struggling to maintain balance as the bike skimmed through narrow gaps barely wide enough for its tires. Suddenly, he made a sharp U-turn in the middle of the street, trying to throw the officers off, but the patrol team quickly adjusted and stayed right behind him.
O policiamento de trânsito também chegou no apoio.
The chase continued into a residential area, where he slipped between parked cars, constantly changing direction as if trying to vanish from sight. When he reached a tight intersection, he turned too sharply and crashed head-on into a police vehicle.
Vai, Vi, para! Para! Para, cara! Para! Para, filha! Deita no chão! Deita no chão! Deita! 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 Deita no chão, cara! Deita no chão! 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 Deita!
In that split second, the officer drew his firearm and subdued the suspect, ensuring the safety of everyone nearby.
Contact.
Coweta County, Georgia, August 14th, 2022. Police spotted Ajuan Kendall riding a blue and white motorcycle at 109 miles per hour on Interstate 85, where the speed limit was 70. When officers signaled him to stop, he looked back and accelerated away. The pursuit continued across several roads. At the intersection of Bohannon Road, officers executed a pursuit intervention technique, causing the motorcycle to strike the front of a patrol car and crash. Kendall tried to get up, but was restrained after resisting arrest.
Took a ride up Industrial. Still got visual on him. Going to a stop sign. Clear right, clear left. Contact, contact, contact. Get on the fucking ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! I'm gonna get out! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Hands behind your back!
He said he was in a hurry to get to work and admitted to traveling at 110 miles per hour. Records showed he had been arrested 1 week earlier for reckless driving. After a medical evaluation, he was taken to the Coweta County Jail. The pursuit ended safely, showing the precise and decisive response of Georgia police. Brazil, year 2025. Police spotted a man riding a motorcycle without a helmet and signaled for him to stop for inspection. However, he turned his head, twisted the throttle, and sped away at high speed, forcing officers to initiate a pursuit. As they closed in, one officer delivered a tactical kick to the suspect's motorcycle, but he managed to keep his balance, changed direction, and continued fleeing. Along the way, he weaved recklessly through traffic, overtaking vehicles in panic as he realized the police were still right behind him.
Para, caralho! Para, tio!
When he turned into a narrow alley, the front wheel lifted off the ground. The bike swerved, nearly slamming into a wall, yet he still recklessly accelerated to escape. The officers sped up, cutting in front of him and blocking his path, forcing him to make a sharp U-turn in desperation.
Deita no chão! Deita no chão! Deita no chão! Deita no chão!
At an intersection, he braked hard, but was swiftly restrained, bringing the intense chase to an end. Quick, precise, and controlled. The officers demonstrated remarkable courage and skill in handling this dangerous situation. Brazil, 2025. Police issued a command to stop, but the motorcycle ahead ignored it as if it had never been heard. The rider twisted the throttle, speeding down the narrow street and beginning his escape. Moments later, they tossed a small bottle of alcohol onto the road, leaning hard into each turn, weaving through traffic like it was a street performance.
Parque Vitória, Giovanni Rinaldi. Posto de gasolina Ipiranga, Parque Vitória. Rua Bruxelas, Bruxelas, Bruxelas.
The passenger wobbled, lost a sandal and a bag, nearly flying off the bike. Yet the rider kept his speed, hitting a road hump that sent both man and machine airborne. As they landed, the passenger jumped off, tumbling onto the sidewalk, while the rider continued alone at full throttle. The motorcycle shot through a tight corner, nearly scraping the wall. His arm brushed the bricks, missing disaster by just a few centimeters. The pursuing officers stayed close, forcing him into panic. He veered onto a dirt path, desperate to escape. As police slowed slightly at the bend, the suspect ditched the bike and ran on foot toward a nearby drug district. The motorcycle lay abandoned in the dust. The chase was over, and this man had been very lucky today. Brazil. 2025 A motorcycle without a helmet or license plate shot through traffic like an arrow. When spotted by the Rocam patrol, the rider sped away, weaving through narrow gaps and leaning so close to the pavement, it looked as if he might scrape the ground.
A Rocam divide sua formação e fecha ambos os flancos.
Rocam split formation, closing in from two sides. The suspect swerved across the bus lane, nearly hitting two children, while a crowd began to gather. Some even threw objects toward the officers on duty. Amid the chaos, Rocam advanced steadily, tightening the perimeter meter by meter. Cornered in a dead-end alley, the rider lost balance and crashed. Officers moved in quickly, securing the suspect and maintaining control of the scene. Even as shouts and debris filled the air, the Rocam unit held their ground, ending the pursuit with calm precision and absolute discipline.